Class is in session, Hobbles fans, because this is Hobbles Lock 13. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about updates of why I haven't been posting videos in the last 3 months since the part 6 video of the challenge accepted, don't get chomped as part of the alien attack playset. Before I say anything else, please consider subscribing to my channel and check out other videos while you're on the channel. So I just want to thank all of you for the support for that. And sorry that my words are just a little bit off track or a little bit cuckoo. I just wanted to say, if you're new on the channel, please consider subscribing and check out other videos while you're on the channel. And that's what I meant to say. So I'm sorry about my my figure of my own speeches. So anyway, I hope all of you are having a wonderful summer, even when it's warm in the first and now it's hot in this month, which is the month of August. My area is now 85 to 90 degrees because I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I know that it might be one of the hottest ones. Plus, it's also home of those wildfires since I live in the Evergreen State. I've been living in the Evergreen State all of my life, and I was born and raised there. So if you're living in that area in the Pacific Northwest, you know what I'm talking about, because when you experience some heat temperatures and then you'll see like a wildfire in a forest, this is where I live. This is where I live, and I was born and raised there. It's called Washington State, by the way. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about why I haven't been uploading the videos in the last 3 months due to my schedule. That was like one of my main reasons, but the main reason I want to talk about is what happened on Thursday, June 8th of this year at 5:55 p.m. So I was called to go home after work, and I noticed that I left my cell phone inside the work bay areas, and I forgot to grab it once I was done picking up parts or the supplies that it's needed at my workplace. And I work at Les Schwab Tire Center. And I've been working there for over 2 years. I started since after the 4th of July weekend due to an observance day on the 5th of July. So that was the reason why I have to note about that, because it's really important to catch up with the details about what's been happening in my life. So I left my cell phone at home on one of the service trucks, so I decided to make multiple lanes going south of that street. And when I took an attempt on that unprotected left-hand turn lane by skipping it, a gray 2010 Ford Focus SEL hit me on the driver's side pillar, and I was the one at fault. Yes, I was okay. Both of them are okay, but they were not really happy about the exterior damage and the part of the driving skill that I just did. I apologized to them, and they were like not really in a mood for apologizing. They just want to yell and scream at me because they know that I was at fault, and I know I felt the pain. So it's like my worst experience that I've ever had, because I never had that one. But I know I had to go for the harder way. But what I know is that they're okay. But the driver once said to me that I called the police and they said they had to reset the exchange information, that your insurance needs to pay for the damage that you did to my car. Not only I'm noticing that, but my hood is popping up. Please and thank you. So I said, yeah, okay. My insurance will be contacting you, or I will be contacting you. So I was hoping that the insurance will contact the driver that hit me on, so that way that they could win. Because my purpose for them is to make sure that they get the information from me, and that I get his information from his other insurance. So in the last month or two, the driver that hit me on, they did not file an insurance claim with their insurance, while I filed my insurance claim with my insurance. So what the purpose of the insurance is that you don't the insurance doesn't pay for it. My insurance doesn't pay for the other driver at fault. They already know that I have to pay the $500 deductible if I was at fault for the accident. But the driver was not at fault. He even gets a good deductible of $1,000, which means it'll go out from their check if their vehicle is totaled or they're just gonna be repairing it. But their vehicle was serviceable. However, for mine, I'm gonna be talking to you about this, and I keep on falling off the track because I'm just talking and playing at the same time. It doesn't really matter to me since I finished all those harder levels, especially the ones that are completely unknown and out of control. They were the hardest ones, so I wasn't able to finish 100%. Doesn't have to be 100%. You just try your best. Just try your best. So anyway, I decided to take my vehicle to Crash Champions, and I was able to schedule for an appointment since their appointments are like totally backed up because it is on the rise for as of this month. But what I do notice is that they have kept the vehicle for a while. So right before the 4th of July, I decided to walk back to the Crash Champions if it's available to pick up. But the receptionist told me that the vehicle's not serviceable because it's all crunched up. So they're going to be keeping it, which is completely unfair. And I just told them that I really need the vehicle right away. And I told my insurance about that if they're going to be willing to do it. But they're going to have to call the total loss or the claims adjuster specialist if they're going to be totaling my vehicle or just keeping the vehicle so that the exterior damage can be fixed. But unfortunately for that, my insurance decides to total it, which means it's not Crash Champion's fault to do this. They had to discuss it with my insurance, and I was like not really in the mood for it because I have to go to someone else's wedding that is happening on the 29th of July, and I have to be there. But with that other circumstances, they have to total it. My total loss specialist, she will have to total it because of the total cost for that damage was about $7,300, which means the insurance will cover it for me. But since it's not serviceable, it's gonna have to be totaled. The replacements I did is new exterior and interior light bulbs with new fresh engine oil. Plus I did 4 engine motor mounts. What else did I replace? The cabin air filter, the air filter. I wonder if there's something else I just did. Then I also replaced the alternator, the serpentine belt, the belt tensioner, starter motor. I believe that was it, including with the 4 new tires with siping on it. Now, to know what siping is, the purpose of tire siping is to last longer for the tread life of the tire. It means better traction and better life for the tire, which increases the accelerating distances and stopping distances on wet and dry roads. At my workplace of Lestrade Tire Center, we use this on razor blade to cut only on the tread block so that it can have a flexible and extra grip. So siping will add bite to on a wet and dry roads, even in the snow. But in icy storms, it's best to stay home because with ice, it'll make the tread blocks slip. There will be a limited amount of slip for those tread blocks. And cost for each tire to be siped is $16.99 per tire. It's not like $169.99. It's $16.99 per tire to be siped. Whatever tire you want to put on, which is the good traction for Mastercraft, better traction for Road Control 2, or the reputation for best traction of the tires. So those are the ones that I put on at a different Les Schwab store, because I know I wanted to get things done. I know I got a whole lot of pockets I have on my own bank account, but I know that it's not going to be really easy for me to spend all at once. I have to be wise on my own decisions. So remember, whenever that you're spending on your own budget, make sure you save it, but do not use it foolishly. Use it wisely. That's my financial advice. Anyway, regardless of the finances, my vehicle would have to be totaled, so I would have to call my lien holders of the bank that I'm financing for that vehicle. They decided to wait for the cashier's check for the farmers and from my insurance, which is Farmers, and I have to wait for the next 2 to 3 weeks, which is not that really bad. It's not that long, but if it takes about 3 months, that's like a very long service for someone else's insurance. I mean, my insurance is fast, freaky fast. Since my car has been totaled since probably since I would say last week in the month of July, I decided to purchase a vehicle nearby my area, and I purchased a 2004 Toyota Camry LE with 143,000 miles. My old vehicle had 83,000 miles, so I was regretted of that decision that I have to let that go, because I owned that vehicle for over 7 months. But now that I have a new vehicle that I purchased, I was able to get to the wedding on time before the deadline. And I was so happy that I got the vehicle. But I know that I may have to limit my distances if I get into another involvement of a car accident again. So I want to make the shorter distances, but not make it that long. But for road trips, yeah, that's going to have to wait. So that's my first reason. And now for the second reason why I haven't been making for more videos, it's because of the failed products that I have filmed as pre-toy reviews and then made one for the official one. So the Auto Park playset was just the Flip and Go Auto Park playset was fine. However, it did have some issues with the sounds of that octopus, because I kept hitting on his head even when I have to launch him out overboard. So the sounds were pretty okay, but it's just that it's a little bit annoying about it, but I may have to get used to it. Even though that this toy product was a success, I had no problems with it back in the past. Hopefully this will improve my videos, even though it didn't turn out so well, but it turned out to be a good review. Now the second review that I want to talk about is the Robot Attack. I did a pre-toy review of the Robot Attack is because I had to take a part of that robot because it was not moving on the ramp of that Flip and Go set. It's supposed to be moving and knocking down buildings like the original, like any other original robot does, but it certainly does not, because it had some gear problems inside of the robot's wind-up toy motor. If I would have known that I would have to fix it for maybe like a very long amount of time, making me take about 2 weeks or 1 month to get it assembled, that took a while to get that assembled. And I know I had to finish with that review with just a little bit of a weird bizarre review about it. It was not the really fun one, but I really had a good review for that, since it turned out to be okay. The last one that I also want to point out is the Volcano Shootout playset. Now, let me tell you, to be honest, the Volcano Shootout playset was going to be my next review, according to one of my subscribers that is suggesting it. However, according to that turned out to be a downright disappointing one. The reason why I said downright disappointing was because there was battery corrosion and acid on the original batteries that were on that set. It didn't turn on any sound. I tried to clean up as much battery acid by using baking powder and 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 some battery cleaner at the same time to get free of corrosion, but it just won't work. It is a defective toy product. I told my seller that there's battery acid on it. I wasn't very disappointed. I was just giving her like a little bit of a warning about it, but she decided to say it is unacceptable. Here's the money back, and I said thank you to the seller. So that was a real ripoff for that set. Since I cannot do the volcano shootouts, it's because that toy went defective. Now, another suggestion from my subscribers is that there's another one that will cost me about $135 for that totally rare product. But let me tell you about this, to be honest. I am not spending anything that is more than that. I would afford for just $40. I can afford that, or even $30. I can afford that. Even $29.99. I can afford that. But with that price that is fully rare, that is totally unacceptable price. Because of how the rare product is designed for, I'm not going to be able to spend as much money as possible. But I just wanted to be frugal and be safe because I have other finances that I had to take care of. That is my third reason why. Now the fourth reason is that I had to pay a portion of the bills since I am living with my family, my mom and my sister, and that's it. I had to pay the portion of the rent, my phone bill, the phone that I'm financing with, and also the unlimited data plan that is going to be forever. And that includes especially with the Ring video doorbell that I installed in my house. And then also taking care of the renewal of my car insurance, and also with my credit card bill that I have to spend in full, because I do spend a lot of things like food and gas on my own credit card, so I have to build credit for it, even when I have to make some wise finances for the place that I'm living in right now or to a new place. It depends. It depends on my independence. It depends on my dependability, and also my ability to become more independent and mature about my wise decisions. Because I don't want to get into myself into a rough position, because it will be a rough one, since it can be anyone's rough life, but it's also my rough life too. I got rough things. We all got rough things. I don't know about you, but I believe that most people will have a rotten day at the office at work. To be honest, not really sure about you, but those are the reasons I have to keep prioritizing on, especially when I have to go through some of the things that I have to get ready. Because for this year, as part of the New Year's resolution, I decided to help out to declutter the room, my bedroom, and my entire house, because we'll be hosting Thanksgiving this year, because we haven't been welcoming people to our home in the last 30 years, and it has been a burden. It was holding on. So we would have to pursue that goal that we had to achieve so that we could be successful. But I know I've been running things a little bit behind because my schedule got a little bit out of control due to my own work schedule, that I have to work between 7 or 9 a.m. depending on the amount of days and the working hours that I'm making on. I've been making more than 40 hours a week with overtime pay, and now I get 82 hours for the pay period of the 1st to the 15th, or the 16th through the 28th, or the 30th or the 31st, depending how many days are in a month. Let me tell you, to be honest, the shortest day that I would say is the shortest month that I would say is February, because it only has 28 days, which means that there's no 29th, 30th, or the 31st. Let me tell you, let me give you an example. January has like 30 or 31 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. February will have 28 days. March will have 31 days. April, 30 days. May, 31 days. June, 30 days. July, 30 days. July, 31 days. August, I would say 31 days as well, but I'm not really sure. September will be 30 days. October will be 31 days. November will be 30 days, I believe, or 31 days. And then December, 31 days. So it depends on the pay period. And I get paid on the 10th or the 24th or the 25th, or even the 20, or even on the 23rd as well, or the 9th of the day. Depending on how many days. Depending on the pay period, due date. And not only Les Schwab Tire Center does hourly checks, but also annual or quarterly employee bonuses of how much that you are selling for your inventory, including with extras with services. If I do just tires, it will increase my bonus just about one time. But for brake, steering, suspension, and other services, it's going to be amount as double. For extras like lug nuts, tuner lug nut keys, wheel studs, or bulge chrome or tuner lug nuts, that's going to increase my bonus, so it's going to be part as extras. Even TPMS sensors that will monitor the air pressure according to the communication of the powertrain control module or the engine control module. So that is also part of selling extras. So yeah, I've been loving my job a lot. And I know I've been working around with people. It's just I always get tired because I haven't got myself an earlier vacation on May, because someone else took that week and decided to go on vacation. So I had to move my vacation to September 24th through the 30th. And that was the last one that I had. At least I'm going to get myself a relaxing vacation. Even though on hot days like this, I am going to get more overtime even when I earn. And I will put my overtime for my vacation to go on a cruise if I get a communication from one of my family members. So yeah, I've been focusing on a whole lot of things in life. And I know that it would have been easy to go back on YouTube. But I am making more YouTube videos as soon as possible, especially with the Don't Get Chomped. And once on the 10th one, I will be done with those challenge accepted ones, and then I'll be going on a break. Because things have been stressing me lately, because I haven't been gone back into my original shape that I had. I'm just not saying that my shape is different. I just haven't gone back to exercise to get more muscle of doing semi-truck tires as part of the TIA tire commercial certification training. But anyway, this new video game that I've been seeing is this MotoGP 23. I never seen the trailer of it, but I'm not really sure how that game works. But yes, there's gonna be a Fast and the Furious of Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and there's gonna be the inside track of the new Hot Wheels video game Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. So just remember, the release date is on Thursday, October 19th, 2023, in just 2 months. I'm so excited what's going to be happening for Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, because they're going to be adding some courses. For example, they're going to be adding the backyard, the arcade alley. Not sure about the bowling alley. There's gonna be one on there because it was on the Beat That game on the Wii. And then there's a museum. Hopefully that there's gonna be more upcoming tracks and upcoming surprises for those vehicles and also for the different versions. So anyway, thank you for watching for this Hobbleslock 13 video of an update about me. If you're new on the channel, please consider subscribing and check out other videos while you're on the channel. And leave a comment below if you have any other suggestions or ideas, because I know that this may come to an end, that I may be done with YouTube, but I'm not stopping it yet. I'm still keeping on going. So hopefully you have a happy summer, and I hope that you're gonna have a great day. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next Hobbleslock 13 video. Bye now.